You cool if I leave my car in front of your house? Not this weekend, but next weekend.
That's fine.
Okay, because I'm going to Ohio for my niece's birthday, and me having my friends who I'm carpooling with go to your house instead of mine cuts about 45 minutes of detour.
This is the niece. It's her birthday.
The doggo. We're throwing a doggo birthday party for Juniper, but don't tell her yet.
Oh, we've been threatening her with it. If you keep doing that, we're taking away your birthday. You won't have a birthday party.
I try over under, that'll work better.
You're cutting the monitor vertically or horizontally, I mean? Vertically? Horizontally? Horizontally. Whack.
Hey, Emma, I know you got your camera working.
Probably not.
No, she did the other day, because we played.
No, she's in her different house, different internet.
Yeah, she's evidently in her mom's house, which I think is ironic considering she's still broadcasting a video, technically. She's a video of a picture.
Oh, everybody's frozen again.
It's gonna be another one of those nights. Another one of those nights. Good old Texas infrastructure. Fuck. I just realized, Matt.
What's up?
If I'm in Ohio on the 28th, I'm not going to be able to make our next Campaign 1 session, right? Because that's next week. Well, I might be able to make it. I might be able to show up at Zach's early enough to just play from his computer.
That's fair.
But it would be like...
You'd have to play from Lys's, because guess who else has to play that weekend, baby?
Nope, go for it. All yours. You can be garbage.
Yeah, I don't actually know. That's a good question, though. If we left at noon, what time would we get there? I think it'd be fucking close, wouldn't it?
About 5.
5 our time. 5 or 6 our time.
Oh, it's only 5 hours?
It's a 6-hour drive, but you lose an hour.
You gain an hour this way.
Yeah. Okay, well then I can totally make Friday session. Presumably we don't run into something. If something, as long as nothing
Yeah,
pops
you
up.
make it to Indiana, probably like...
do an announcement, please.
I am.
4 or
I'm
5.
halfway through it, sorry.
Oh, you're good, thank you.
Hey, you guys want to know, like, the cutest part of my day today?
Wait, no, sorry. No, answers.
Okay, then I will not speak.
Just keep going.
Some kids were playing doctor at work, and of course, when you're the teacher, you always get roped into it. And they have this little, like play needle, like, for shots, right? Well, this new girl that we just got, she's like 3, rolls up my sleeve and sees my little tattoo. And instead of jabbing me with the needle, she changes her mind and she starts, like, tracing it, like, drawing on my tattoo, like she's a tattoo artist with it. And it was really sweet. It was really cute. Made my day.
That is adorable. I thought you were going to say she gave you a tattoo.
I mean, that would have been nice.
In this
Not have to
economy,
pay
I'll
for
take it.
Yeah.
Copy, Chief. By the way, do you guys want to see what I made for dinner?
Yes.
So I'm calling them Tunguska dogs. So it's air-fried bread, butter, and garlic powder. It's an air-fried hot dog. It's a ketchup and Himalayan chili aioli. And I'm going to make backyard hot dogs out of it and then dip it in the aioli.
All right.
I can't decide if that sounds disgusting or it sounds amazing.
That sounds really good.
I'll let you know.
Oh,
I mean,
did you
an
see...
air fried hot dog, so I mean it's got the snap on it.
You mean a convection oven hot dog?
Yes. a table or a desk, countertop convection oven. That's like
Hex,
commonly remind
did you
people what an air
see
fryer is.
that for
Guys, this is
hot dog?
gangster good.
I hate you.
Holy shit.
It's a life hack.
Sushi.
Just 6 minutes.
I had sushi that was so big that it triggered my gag reflex on just one piece.
Don't say it, Hex.
A face you've seen often, Zach.
No.
I literally said don't say it.
I will say, Hex, did you see the picture of the Deeds hot dog night where they put hot dogs in taco shells?
No.
That's wrong.
That's. I think that's a violation of the
The
Geneva
legacy
Convention.
from experimental, and the audio came up much faster when I signed in this time.
See, told you.
Good evening,
Well, I
everyone,
went to experimental first; it didn't work.
and welcome to Friday Night Dice. My name is Matt, and welcome to our Wednesday night stream, The Castaways. How y'all doing?
I forgot we were live.
I don't know. Just
We've been
adjusting
live.
Look, I forget
camera again,
things.
Matt.
I'm good. I finished work today, closed my laptop lid, laid down, and fell asleep until just before the stream. So I feel like $1,000,000, but my stream schedule's fucked.
Yeah. Good luck going to bed
So-
after stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fucking wired.
Matt,
It's gonna be shitty.
I will pay you physical money to adjust my tile during the break. Like, look what I gotta do. I gotta be. Look at me.
I'm just telling you, I never move it,
My
so
monitor.
tell me how it somehow gets moved.
My monitor is literally facing 90 degrees the wrong direction.
Because your cutouts are set to
Different
a
for
specific
campaign, too.
Yeah, they're set
But
to a specific
they're all different
position.
scenes, so they never change.
Well, they're set to a different position based off of name.
Based off of where he was.
So when I go from Monday to Wednesday, that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
I have
because
to
the
change
names are in a
it.
different order. He gets a different scene.
More or less.
I'd imagine.
I
Yeah.
like mine today. I don't feel too zoomed in.
Somehow yours got messed up, listen. It's like slowly showing into Zach, so I'm going to have to go fix it because it's bothering me now that I see it.
Sax isn't tall enough.
Don't
Oh, you're
zoom
at
me
fix
in.
sixes.
Ms isn't long enough.
Professional stream, guys.
Yep. If you can get me
Question.
center of mass, like from this position, Matt, I'll kiss you on the mouth.
Alternatively, he will not. The choice is yours.
The question is
Dealer's
whether you want to be
choice.
kissed on the mouth.
It's for the best that my camera's not on tonight because the only like comfortable place I could find my laptop has to sit like really low and it's like looking up at my face, which is just the most unflattering, like old lady selfie pose.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bahamas.
Oh god, dang it! Stupid
Guys,
Discord,
these
I
fucking
hate
hot
you.
dogs are bomb.
You just put them on like what is that, white toast? Just like
Yeah. I put some salted margarine on it, a little bit of garlic powder. I fried a hot dog.
don't start fixing it now, Matt. She just dropped. You're gonna have to wait till Emma gets back.
Hey, I'm center.
No, you're not. Get crapped on. Gonna get kissed on the mouth.
That's a threat.
Oh shit, Matt. Oh hell yeah. Let's go. I've been having this struggle for months where I literally have to turn my let me take my background off real quick and I'll show you where my camera faces
Alright.
to get me in the picture. It's like this. Wait.
I
It's
don't
like
have-
that. Thanks, man. Love you.
You know,
Cool.
this is gonna be all night. Good thing whenever she drops, it doesn't. You can still see all of us. Sort of. We need to figure out Emma's hardware situation. I think it's a hardware situation. It's either that or it's a pepcac error.
She's on the well, that too, but she's on
You-
the poopy net.
You have the same problems at your house, or at least she does. She has like this almost the same.
Yeah,
problem.
Discord hates me for some reason. It doesn't matter how good my internet connection is.
Are you holding a duper treat? Hope?
No, I'm holding a wine cap, and she's very interested in it. If I could just show the focus on her face. I don't think I'll be able to, but won't be able to see her.
Good news, guys. I changed my Discord photo. You're gonna love it.
Oh, God. What has he done now? God damn.
I like that.
Nut. It just says Nut Kothar on it.
Hey, big moods. Nut Kothar. And with that smooth transition,
So the intro. Yeah. What are we doing here, Matt? Matt, are you muted?
How long has he been muted? Talking to us muted.
He's doing the whole intro, and we've just been interrupting him in his mind.
I think Matt, it's been muted for like 2.5, 3 minutes.
Sick. Professional stream, by the way.
Let's go.
Matt needs to make that still I got a Zach a
emote.
oy vey.
We're never getting through tonight, guys.
We could just talk about our
Maybe
feelings.
I should put up a prediction real fast. Will Zamira get drunk today? Because I feel like Emma wants to after having to struggle with this.
What's the maximum number of points I can bet?
You guys hear me now?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't muted. I don't know what was going on.
Wild.
I'm not willing to bet that
Did
you're
you guys
telling the
hear
truth.
music?
Yeah, I've
heard
heard
a
music
second
the whole
ago.
time. That's my favorite part.
All right. Prediction. Going up.
Give me all your thoughts on
Can you change the prediction?
From what to what?
To whatever it is, to will we play Dungeons & Dragons?
Oh. No, eventually Matt will figure it out and he'll sit down. So that would be a
I know.
team 1 dub. All right. It's a 15-minute prediction. And I will make the rule that if Emma throws in money on the prediction, then it's null and void. Because she has direct
That's
choice over her
horseshit.
character. Well,
Okay.
just saying.
Are we
That's
good to go?
smart
Can you hear
gambling
music?
is
You
what
hear
it
me?
is.
Yes?
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear
Chief.
you
Perfect.
and
Thought we'd
music.
never get here.
Now we don't have an Emma.
I mean, if you, well, I don't know if you can even do that.
We're fine.
Bro, you're not leaving in 24 months. Sorry to tell you.
Huh?
Yes, sir. I am.
No, you're not.
I'm out of here.
24
3
months.
He's been a sub for 21 months. He's
Oh.
94. He's out.
Hey, Sue still
Time
got
for
your
him
beat.
out.
When you sub longer than him, that's when you can leave.
Well,
That's not how time works.
that's a temporal anomaly.
Sounds
That
like a
can't be
you
more.
problem. Figure it out.
Time travel, Aiden.
Get shit on
Can't be
it.
that hard.
It's weird. Nobody ever says what I say.
It's
weird.
finally your turn. Get shit on.
Let's get into tonight's session, guys. Now that I have everything up and running, and it's not running like shit. Hear you can hear me, you can hear music. I think we're ready.
Debatable.
You know what? Nobody asked you. Last we gathered, we watched as the Castaways, joined by their new friend Astoria. After saving her from her petrification, releasing her from her prison as she explained to them the agonizing pain of being frozen in time, not being able to see anything, not being able to hear anything, not being able to breathe or move. The party was greeted by her, and she, in turn, thanked them with a masterful feast. Before leaving the ruins of High Pass, she attempted a experimentation of sorts to bring back some of Akari's memories. Bring back AD-001's memories. He caught a short glimpse of a sunny day in a shambled lab with Astoria standing in front of him. Perhaps one of his earliest memories. If not the first. But that was all that he could that could be restored for him. The party gathered with Astoria in tow and boarded Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and took off to the north towards Ophila. A short flight, but landing outside the city far enough to hopefully not draw attention with The Rock, which failed.
Yep.
The 6 individuals proceeded towards the village of Ophila. Coming into vision, they saw the large, towering stone structures, the walls, a semblance of civilization, the likes of which they hadn't seen in months. Going through town, they were greeted as heroes, but with onlookers being wary and a little hesitant seeing a Warforged walking among them. Scholar got passing glances and snickers and small remarks about him as he walked through the town. But nevertheless, the party was greeted as heroes. As Astoria was led by the guards through town, they met with Kalu, her eldest son, and AD-001's brother. They had a short meeting with him, talked about what exactly is happening in Ophila, what is their connection to Zeltroy, and how he was revered as a guardian here. And a party was thrown together in their honor. You guys meandered through town with what little time you had before going to meet with Kalu to meet for your party. You met with a shopkeep where Kothar was able to get his weapon increased to a +2 enchantment. Scholar kind of kept to himself and read his book. Scholar, you may mark off 6 hours on your book.
Oh, I started.
Well, you weren't here, so you had to do something.
Can I retcon that when the session starts?
Do you not want to do it?
I make a decision on it today.
Okay.
I just need to get a firm grasp of what the plan is before I would have
Sure.
decided to read or...
Zamira kind of meandered through town looking for a group of young girls that might be anticipating or excited about the choosing, trying to figure out what exactly they are excited about and how all this works. Being a little rude and blunt with them, the young woman did not take well to Zamira's comments, shooing her off with darkening glares and snide comments. Akari kind of kept to himself, meandering through town, and Hidai met with a woman. A woman who, with her very perceptive intuition, noticed was a bit off. After speaking to this young woman, she came to find her name was Amara. And Amara was the mother of the woman that was chosen last to go to the Silver City, to join Zeltroy's brides, and to live in paradise with him. Missing her daughter and feeling a little gloom this time of year as it reminds her of the child that she's lost. She bonded a little bit with Kidai over baked goods. The party came back together and met with Kalu, where Akari showed him his true form. Some words were exchanged, but eventually an agreement was came to that they were not brothers, but Kalu would accept him as Akari. So, we find the 5 of you, after meeting with Kalu, being led through the paved streets of Ophila. The sky above beginning to fade into shades of purple and blue, as the sun begins to set behind the large stone walls that surround the city of Ophila. As a cool breeze rushes through the city, it carries on the backs of it smells of roasted boar and honey and wine from off in the distance. You can see as you guys are walking throughout the city, there are a pair of men that are walking with a flame, lighting the braziers about on the corner of every block. On the corner of every block, there are 2 sets of soldiers that are out standing guard over the city. As they walk by, they kind of put their hands over the chest and give you all a soldier's salute, a sign of recognition for respect for what you have done for them, returning Astoria to you. But as the pathway begins to slowly slope down, turning from the cobblestone streets into a dirt path, it opens up and ends at the white sandy beaches on the banks of the bay, on the back end of the city of Ophila. You can see off to one side there's a small little place where they have dug down into the sand, and there are red-hot coals lit with a roasted boar being turned over the top of it. A large, long table, maybe 100 feet long, set up with a satin tablecloth, baskets of fruits piled 2 to 3 feet high, lined with bottles of wine, gorgeous silver plateware, chalices, and flatware laid out. There are sets of different roasted vegetables that are kind of being set out. Off to your right, there's a string quartet that has begun to play a beautiful melody as you all approach. The soldiers that are kind of standing around, not really dressed in any of their garb, but still carrying, a few of them carrying their weapons, turn, give you all a salute. Kalu motions for all of you to join. We're motioning towards the large brazier that's kind of casting these dancing lights across the beautiful set-out table. And as you guys all come into view, you watch as a few various different men and women kind of raise their hands into the air, and as they do, these small little dancing lights begin to appear and float, casting this almost luminescent glow across the beach, bringing it into full view. Kalu turns to all of you. I believe it's time for our feast.
This is a little more than a feast. This is extravagant.
Well, something of such measure, bringing my mother back to me. A woman who is prized for her mind and means very much to her people. This is the least we could do.
I appreciate it. Where do you keep that table, though? Like, when it's not in use? That's a...
Good question.
It's not
Yeah.
a single table, as you could tell. As he walks over, lifts up the tablecloth, and it's a bunch of like 10-foot tables that have been strung together.
Oh!
Thank God.
Okay.
Elves' backs were screaming just thinking about it.
It's still, I mean, that's very impressive. You know, with the set for it, you can't really tell. That's nice.
One of the many things that we've been able to retrieve from the wreckage. Please,
Can I
take your seats.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I go back and clarify out of game? Oh, bye, Emma. Had we intended to stay put for a few days?
I don't think we decided yet, honestly.
Okay. Well, you know, Matt, we'll stick with it. We'll just say I started on the book.
Okay.
I could. 'Cause
Has
it's
our
not gonna-
heroes
it's not
feast
gonna-
worn off?
Your
Sorry, I
feast
thought
has
you-
not worn off. It does not fade until you take a long rest.
It's not gonna fuck up until. It's not gonna fuck it up if I start reading and then can't finish it, right? I can still try it again, right?
Yeah, nothing happens if you don't finish in the time. You just have to
Okay.
start over. That's the only downside.
Understood. Okay, so 6 hours?
Correct.
Cool, thanks.
I will just go snatch up a seat.
Yeah. I will continue, because we got there today, I will continue drinking some of the good drinks that have been presented and get ready for the feast.
Scholar will sit down next to, and he's probably been like walking with the book open, like perfectly like measured steps as he's like reading the book, and he'll just sit down next to Akare or across from, like respectfully near Akare, and continue to read his book.
Okay. And Kalu kind of turns to his people. People of Ophila, our heroes have arrived. Let us praise them and thank them for returning Astoria to us. My beloved mother, as he motions to her and kind of lifts her up a little bit from the table where she was getting ready to sit down. And people begin to all cheer and clap, and you hear a few people yell out thanks and praise. And the string quartet begins to kind of pick up their tempo a little bit, and you can see people that are already kind of been taking part of a little bit of eating and drinking begin to dance in front of them, where you can see the dancing lights are kind of focusing around, making a small little dance floor in the sand. You can see two men grab either side of the large iron pole that sticks out of either side of the boar, roasting over the hot coals. And you watch as they bring it over, set it down on a large platter, and then rip out the iron pole, as another man comes over with a large, almost machete-like sword and starts carving into the boar.
Kinky.
As he carves out... Go ahead.
No, well, timeline question. Does Scholar know if Kalu was there at the battle?
Roll a history check.
It's a natural 1.
You don't really know, but between the interaction you've seen between him and Akari since he's been here, you get the sense he was either at the battle or knows of the battle, at least. But
Understood.
it's hard to tell. As the man begins to carve into the large boar, cutting off large slabs, and then starts passing around the plates, you can see the elven men and women begin to take their seats, each of them grabbing a bottle of wine. A few different people kind of sit around you. You can see you guys are sitting on kind of one side of the table here, unless specified otherwise. I think you wanted to sit across from Akari, so you could have found a seat on the other side, Scholar. And Kalu is sitting down, maybe a few seats down from you guys, with Astoria sitting closer to where you guys are. You can see there are a few different people that are familiar faces amongst where Kalu is sitting that you saw around the table. He and his generals that were speaking in the earlier parts of the day, whenever you first arrived. Motions to the 5 of you. Please, eat. Drink your fill. Tonight is a celebration. And if I had to guess, your time on this island has probably not been pleasant. And you could use a night like this.
DM, can I, just as a general throughout the course of the night, can I get just a general insight check on the generals? A vibe, if you will, to see if any of them are...
You could get one on them now, but as throughout the night, that might kind of vary depending on, their consumption of alcohol, your consumption of alcohol, depending on if you interact with them.
Okay, I'd like to get one now, and maybe I'll check in. Oh shit, guess who doesn't have his dice?
Oh my god.
Rookie mistake.
Alright, it's okay, it's solved.
Gotta have
Got
that
it.
keychain I showed y'all the other night. Always have them on deck.
Your emergency dice.
Yeah, I'll do one now, and I'll probably do one later.
Sure.
I just want to see if anything are, like, begrudging, like, they think this is all just a little ridiculous. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be good. Insight, sloppy 20.
Looking them over,
See ya.
it's hard to tell if any of them are really begrudging or think this is ridiculous, but you can see there is a pair of them that are kind of whispering between each other, and the two of them are intently staring at Scholar. Like, you can see them whispering between their ears and talking about something. You get the sense they're talking about Scholar, though, from each of them looking at him, and then they kind of like lean over.
You're in a dangerous town, Scholar. Alright, I'll just I'll just try to keep an eye on some of the generals throughout the night. And I will also, at the same time, source out some honey wine, and I will just keep steady and even on that.
You can easily find some.
I want to, when there's like a quiet moment, I want to lean in, look up from the book, and get Akari's attention.
Okay. Easy enough to do. As people begin to kind of sit and pass their drinks and pass the plates, gather their food, their fruits, their veggies, their meats. You can see people are going hard on the wine and the ale that's being passed around. And people begin to kind of disperse into their own little groups that they've kind of sat together with each other. And a few people kind of try and talk to you guys and ask you about your time on the island, but no one really explicitly seems to really take interest in very much you as of yet. You can see people are the people that aren't sitting directly next to you are kind of keeping their distance and just waiting to see what you guys do.
I'll lean into Akari and say, how are you?
Confused, but otherwise all right.
What do you think
This goes
of people?
I think they found a way to live here.
It is difficult for our kind to judge others.
It's not something I commonly think about doing. I usually just accept things as they are, but it's strange because they talk about him like he's a guardian, and we know only the opposite of what we're hearing here. So the idea that maybe he'll be here in 6 days and he just, depending if I don't know. I'm curious because if it really is Torsion Duranest in there, and as Zeltro's right-hand hand, he learns that his wife is alive. I think it would, if I was Zeltra, it would please me greatly that my right-hand man's life has been improved, assuming he hasn't changed his opinions over time. And I wonder if maybe that buys us favor with him and the ability to leave. Maybe he just... pipe dream, of course, but maybe in 6 days he shows up in town, says his thanks, and we ask, hey, can we just go? And he says, yeah. What then? We know that he takes on the Gazing King, or at least has before, DM, correct? They talked about Zeltroif as if he had taken on the Gazing King once before.
They never explicitly said that he took on the Gazing King. They simply said he keeps the Gazing King at bay.
Right.
Made the sense that either the Gazing King is afraid of him, or Zeltroy has some sort of, ability or presence that keeps the Gazing King away.
So, to the people here anyway, he's kind of a paramount importance if we don't want a repeat of that big battle that everybody remembers so well.
It is not advised to make calculations based on unknown variables. I don't know all of the conversations or perspective you've had, and it's entirely possible you have been misinformed. We will not know until we have evidence.
That's why I think first thing in the morning we're delivering a letter. Trying to learn what we can in the coming days.
You have my support.
I appreciate it, Scholar. These are my people, but they're not Akares, if you know what I mean. This doesn't change my end goal. And as much as Astoria continues to say, it's really sort of not my home. But I do care for this place.
Are you guys having this conversation in hushed tones, like trying to keep it between you and two?
We're just like, we're leaned across the table just in hushed tones, but
Okay.
we're not like I'm not like leaning over the table whispering into the ear.
No, yeah,
So-
I understand.
I guess if somebody wanted to eavesdrop it.
I was just trying to see how open the conversation was.
Oh, I'm definitely not talking over it like over the honey wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just small discussion. I guess sort of how the generals were doing it, but not
Sure.
the whole whispering in the ear because we're not sitting next to each other.
Right.
Just a hushed conversation.
To borrow your expression, CD003 belonged to Dalmaktok and was the enemy of Elzora, but Scholar is of New Elzora. The distinction, well, for some it is not always clear, but for us it is.
I think that's why Kalu had such a hard time understanding when I was trying to explain that AD001 isn't me. And even when I start getting these memories back, it still won't be... I won't be AD001, I'll be Akari with his experience. I don't know how easy it will be to separate mentally, but I'm gonna stay me, regardless. Because I'm not a product of... I think it was Balirosoa. I'm not a product of Balirosoa anymore. I'm a person of Tostaria.
As you say. Then I will sit back and I will put my nose back in the book.
Where is Astoria seated? Question mark.
She is seated 2 people over from where you are. There is, I mean, you guys decide how you're sitting in tow at the table, but I kind of imagine it. She would want to be sitting close to you, so it would be, let's say,
Right.
you know, you, Kothar, Zamira, Kidai, and
Within earshot. We'll just
Scholar
take our
decided he
mind,
wanted to sit
you know.
across the table, so he's sitting across the table from you.
Right.
But Astoria is 1 seat down from where you are. There's a man that is kind of sitting in between you and Astoria, and then across from Scholar, there's a few couple of random people, and that's where the generals begin going down. 3 on each side, and then Kalu at the head.
I guess I'll lean over and... Kita, I don't think we've heard your opinion on all of this. Do you have any thoughts?
It's all a bit overwhelming. As much as I would like to believe that this is their custom and this is their belief, and that this is all one big celebration, I can't get Amara out of my head. She was so kind, and just with a couple of sentences you could tell how much she missed her daughter. And I think that the grief that she feels will be the thing that, if nothing else starts the revolution, that they don't have to do this. If somebody could just light that spark. But who's to say it's my place? I don't want anybody to feel what she has felt. But this isn't my home. So I guess that's where my thoughts are at.
I mean, obviously, as we learn more, and I'll kind of look around at each of my friends, we can change our minds, but I have to admit I'm fairly dead set on if for some reason that pipe dream is true and we can just, by his grace, leave. There are far more greater atrocities in the world. I'm sure.
It hurts my heart, though, knowing that likely, I won't say impossibly, but likely, there's nobody in that mountain. Not the people that they know, not the people they love, not alive people. Or maybe I'm just guessing, but I have this terrible, terrible feeling, and I don't want that to have to wash over them either. You okay?
Heard a really strange noise in my house. Hopefully it's all okay.
Do you want to go check?
No, I think something just fell off like my counter or something. If it was glass breaking, trust me, I'd probably know. Well, I mean, I agree. I think just as we learn more. And we can sit and speculate all day about it, but maybe we should just be enjoying ourselves for once.
I'm not
I
sure
mean-
how we're supposed to enjoy ourselves in a place like this with all this going on.
We can at least pretend to. You know, the more we blend in, the more we'll learn.
I think I'm past that point. Of blending in, at least.
Yeah, you may want to leave the blending into us. But you did. That was a good try. Next time we'll just use different words, I think.
What word should I have
Amazing.
used? Should I have asked her if they'd been deflowered?
No, that's worse.
There's not really a good way of asking.
Maybe next time you get an idea that revolves around asking people about their pureness. Maybe I go with you. We'll figure it out together.
I already know I don't foresee a situation where there needs to be a next time. I can't imagine we'll find ourselves stranded on another island where virgins are being sacrificed and I have to go find out if people are virgins.
I do hope there is not a next time, but knowing us, we've already gotten into one of these situations, and two would be wild, but it would make sense.
I may have offended them, but I learned what I needed to know.
That's true. I don't think you offended them. I think you may have just spooked them a little bit. There's a lot all at once, but that's okay. You did what you were supposed to do.
I mean, Kothar talks about his virginity all the time, as does Akare. Why is it not
I
okay
do
with
not.
them?
Mine just keeps getting brought up.
I guess we all talk about our virginity. We don't really talk about it.
To be fair, a lot of that was Fane. I think now that he's gone, I think it'll become kind of like a back burner subject to never be brought up again, and I'm kind of excited for that.
Fame is like screaming. He's like rolling over in his sleep right now. Like,
He's just sneezing
Virgin!
profusely.
Too many virgins.
must take virginity.
Oh God.
You guys, the party was literally Fane's fantasy. Just like a whole group of people he could show the ropes. Fucking slip from his fingers, man.
Well,
And a robot. Okay, I'm done.
Is there turkey legs?
It's a boar. You tell me.
Or like big boar legs? I mean, like
Yes,
like
there are big
what
boar
would,
legs.
Like the big chunks of like meat, like you would get at a Renaissance festival.
She means turkey legs for the vegetarians, Matt. Come on.
Yes, you can find a boar's leg.
Yeah, I just want to grab me a big ol' hunk of meat and just snarf on it.
Practice makes perfect.
Oh my god.
Kothar has been just devouring all of the food and all of the drink for the entire duration of this conversation.
Kothar's probably feeling a little,
Oh no,
A little
Kothar's
drunk.
feeling it. Kothar's been happy since he could get his shit enchanted. He's been drinking since then, probably. Speaking of which, Kothar would like to keep an eye out for whoever is supplying this honey wine. He might
As
have
you're
to pay him a
looking,
visit
guys are
later.
looking around, there are the various bits of wine that are kind of across the table. There's some honey wine throughout it, but you guys have thoroughly cleaned out what's in hand's reach between the four of you that are drinking and the couple people that are around you. What's left over is like a very sweet wine made from like grapes and other hints of fruits in it. You can catch a bit of apple and other things in it whenever you're drinking it. But as you're walking around, you can see there are a couple people that are carrying around other bottles of wine. You could easily flag someone down for another bottle of honey wine.
I will do that. I was speaking more in terms of like Kothar would like to remember who's passing it out, so he could potentially visit them tomorrow.
Oh, to see who maybe perhaps made it. Make a perception check.
9.
Looking around, it doesn't seem like there's anyone definitively who's handing it out. There's a few different people that are kind of walking around with bottles and handing them out. Perhaps one of them is the creator or brewer, but hard to tell.
Akara, do you see that person over there? Why are there 2 of them holding one bottle of the wine? Very
Maybe it's
clearly
really-
pointing to one person holding one bottle.
It's just a really heavy bottle, Kothar.
Impressive.
Yeah. Maybe
Truly.
when you want to refill, yeah. What are they holding? Sorry, I was typing in.
It's a
Yeah.
bottle of wine.
Kothar is pointing to
Oh.
one person holding a bottle of wine, asking why 2 of them are holding the bottle.
Maybe when you need a refill, go on over and just. I mean, obviously it's bountiful.
Listen, I think that's a kind of bottle we should get our hands on. You know?
I
You
have
know
to
what?
say that this does kind of beat the jungle juice, but the jungle juice has a certain novelty to it.
I'm gonna
Jungle
buy
juice is
2.
very pulpy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy 2 of those big bottles. Those 2-person bottles. I'm gonna keep one. I'll hand
bet
it to
you could
Fang
carry-
next time I see him.
Can I hear this going on?
Yes.
I'm gonna lean over to Akari specifically and go, "Hey, watch this."
Yeah.
And I will go to exactly where they are standing in Kothar's field of view, and I will take the one bottle from them or ask if I can buy it from them,
You
and make as many like two-handed person movements as I can.
make a performance check for me.
Two-handed what now?
Just like
I believe
Just to
everybody's a
confuse
two-handed
him.
person.
I meant 2 people movements. You said performance?
Uh-huh.
Oh, 14.
As you walk over, and there's just the man that's kind of holding the bottle, and you can see he's like pouring glasses for people as he walks by. You ask him for the bottle. Of course you can have the bottle. Well, this is for you, of course. And he just hands the bottle right over to you. And then you just start
Thank you.
dancing
Just
about
nice.
with the bottle.
I will drink it straight from the bottle. And look directly at Kothar.
Kita is just a boss. Right
I'm
now.
assuming since I rolled like a 12 insight, it's just like it's amazing.
2 key dice.
Alright, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Are you looking at that?
What now? Oh. Yeah, it sure is something, Kothar. She's quite the special lady.
I'm talking about the bottle.
Oh, right.
Of course. Nothing else.
You were not talking about the bottle, Kothar. That's all kind of
Talking
elbow.
about the bottle.
Mm.
I'll go over and pour them each a glass.
This 2 Kita is just coming over. Oh my god.
Okay. Come over, you pour them each a glass.
I'll stay off the honey stuff for 1 glass, only because you asked so nicely.
How do I press your get drunk button?
It's already deactivated. Or it's already
Yay!
It's we didn't install an on-off switch yet.
Left, right, up, down. Start button.
AB Starbucks.
Starbucks, okay.
You just see Scholar walk over and shove a screwdriver up a car's ass and say, "Did that fix it?"
Nope, that didn't happen.
Boy,
Like very concernedly looking over his shoulder.
this campaign is just things being done to me. I'm playing the most independent character known to mankind as my replacement or backup or future character when this group goes on to a new campaign.
Yeah.
Fuck all
Boo
y'all.
boo bop, boo boo bop.
Is it racist if it's a robot?
Probably. Since they've been classified as sentients.
True.
Although I guess you could be
Kothar would-
racist against non-sentients.
Kothar will just continue to eat and drink throughout the rest of the festival.
Eventually, as the night goes on and people begin to get up, you can see people begin to walk down to the water where A few of them are kind of sitting, casting out their lines and enjoying a bit of night fishing and just talking amongst themselves while belligerently drunk. You can see a few people have kind of gathered as the string quartet begins to change its tune ever so slightly and just dance, and you can see the people that begin to kind of crowd around them, those same kind of men and women from earlier, begin to kind of once again raise their hands, and the dancing lights once again appear and begin to kind of dance, creating this almost disco ball effect around where the string quartet is playing. These almost floating lights just casting these small little dancing specks everywhere. A few of the people kind of gather around into their different cliques and begin to chat. A couple of them come up, greet you, and thank you once again after you guys are begun eating. But as you guys are kind of sitting there, Kalu comes over and takes a seat down next to you, Akari, and just kind of like leans over and looks at you and... How was the food to all of your liking?
It was good. You guys have quite the skill. I know Kothar over there has enjoyed it.
I will look over just meat and just sauce just dripping from Kothar's mouth.
Well, man of your stature can surely appreciate a good meal. You see him kind of lean back and he looks over, and he looks to the two men that were kind of talking and staring at Scholar, and he looks to both of them. Says, Lucelle, Loxus, please escort my mother home. She needs to rest. As you can see, you guys look down, and Astoria is just like drunk off her ass, like stumbling to get out of her chair.
Good.
Potatoes.
And you can see the two large elven men kind of get up, and they each take Astoria with like an arm over each of their shoulders. As you wish.
Can I get another insight check as they're essentially being given orders?
Go for it.
Just seeing what the loyalty scale is up in here. 17.
There is no hesitance whenever he asks. There's no grunts, no begrudging looks. They follow what he says to a T.
Nice.
And as he's kind of walking off, Loxus turns back to him and he says, Sir, if you don't mind, I think Lucelle could handle this on his own. I'd like to stay. Kalu nods, and he kind of takes his shoulder out from underneath Astoria's arm, and he nods to Lucelle, pats him on the back. He watches they kind of disappear off into the distance back towards the town. And Loxus kind of comes back, sits down. He looks at the five of you, and then turns and looks at Scholar. Where are you from?
I'll look up from my book and like very deliberately put a bookmark in and close it. How much time have I logged at this point?
If you're reading all throughout dinner, were you eating it all and drinking it all?
Nope.
You could have gotten another 2 hours, 3 hours. Let's say 3 hours, and it was a pretty hefty feast, and people would have enjoyed themselves a little bit before kind of dispersing.
I absent-mindedly earlier wrote 9 hours on Book of Good Shit. Okay. I'll put my bookmark in and I will close it and I will tuck it away very deliberately. I will look up and I'll say, I was created in the Delmatalk oligarchy.
You see his eyes kind of narrow as he's staring at you, and like his facial features just getting very stiff as he's staring at you.
I'll look like as just directly as I can, just no emotion visible.
But now, Scholar,
Yes, now where do your allegiances lie?
I am loyal to my people. I no longer have the programming that binds me to the high technologist and the oligarchy.
And how do we know you weren't just programmed to say that? You can see Kalu kind of like lets out a sigh, and he turns to him. Don't start. And he just kind of sits there and looks at him kind of begrudgingly, and he says, know what they did.
I'll look up
I'll look at him and say, to answer your question, I apologize. What was your name?
My name is Luxus.
Luxus. You do not. And I doubt you have the programming acumen to see for yourself. So, logically, you are at an impasse. You must either trust my word and the word of my companions, and indeed the word of Astoria, or you can proclaim your distrust, and we can address that suitably.
Make a persuasion check for me.
We'll take that natural one. For a natural one.
Oh, man. Stares at you. No matter what, I will follow what my leader, or my Athosian, tells me I have to do. But I will never forget that day. We lost a lot of good men on that field to people like you. Things like you.
My apologies. I no longer claim responsibility for that day, but I can understand your misgivings.
Just know that if we find out you turn on us in any way, that if this is some ploy to get close to us by bringing Astoria back, you can see Kalu's like, just stop, we're not doing this right now, and like completely cuts him off. And just kind of grunts, shoves the table back a little bit, and then a few of the glasses kind of fall over and the plates kind of go clattering together. And just storms off to the edge, other side of the beach, where you can see a few soldiers are kind of sitting and talking.
Scholar will, after a moment has passed, will just watch him go. And then Scholar will just abruptly stand up and say,
My apologies for, and I'll look at
Caillou when I say this. I'll say,
my apologies for the disruption. I will excuse myself.
And Kalu kind of turns back to all of you. And he says, I'm sorry, please don't take anything what he says to heart. We lost a lot of people that day, and some it's hard to forget. They don't understand that people can change because this is all we've known for years.
And yet, his prejudices may prove correct. And so, I will excuse myself. But thank you.
At least stay. At least, well, I don't wish for you to leave.
I will not go far. But, objectively, I take little benefit from celebration. And it is no trouble.
I understand.
fuck off into the woods and read my book.
Okay. So you meander back to the small grove that was in town?
Perfect.
Okay.
Could I actually, I'll go and, how long, I know we discussed a magic item creation thing.
Yeah.
But would those, would brewing a potion fall under the same rules? Or would it be, I don't remember.
It depends on the difficulty of the potion and what sort of readily available ingredients you have to you. Because I mean, you can't just sit there and be like, I make a potion of healing, but you don't have anything on you to make a potion of healing.
I want to assess my ability. It's a common quality potion. I want to assess my ability to make a batch of potion of wakefulness.
Okay. You said it's a common potion?
It's a common level potion.
So it would take you 8 hours per artificer rules?
It would, yes, correct. Now that's on the normal crafting rules, but I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if those are, if it's the same for potions. If it is, I'll still probably, I don't know, I'll probably make it during the day. But
Okay. Depending on the ingredients you have and how many you're wanting to make, I'd say each potion could take you roughly, depending on your roll, 2 to 3 hours. Maybe you could get it down to 1 with a high roll.
then I have $1,000, 1,000 gold pieces worth of scrap. Does that count, or can I try and scavenge for?
Potions aren't really made out of scrap, so
Yeah, I know. I was kidding. Well, in the Elder Scrolls, you can make potions out of dwarven gears.
unfortunately this isn't Elder Scrolls.
That's fair. I'll just for the sake of like expediency, can I see if there's any herbs I could use to create this potion in this grove?
Sure. Just make a nature check.
Perfect. It's gonna be a 10.
You could find enough for 3 potions between what you currently have on you and what you've gathered through your time here on the Isle of Uldenheim.
Okay. Then I will, while I sit in the grove, I'm gonna brew a batch of potions.
Okay, make an alchemy check for me, which is wisdom plus proficiency plus whatever you roll.
So alchemy is intellect, herbalism is wisdom. Is
that what it is? I thought it
Herbal-
was that was the other way.
Yeah, I think alchemy is everything outside of the body is alchemy. Everything inside the body is herbalism. Yeah, so it's wisdom is inside, intellect is outside.
Right.
So wisdom. So that's my own weird heuristic, but so I think it's wisdom.
I'll just say out of game, Hex, if at any point Scholar would have mentioned wanting to make potions, I would have offered him any of the bags of gem dust.
I would not have mentioned it. Matt, my roll is an 11.
It's gonna take you 2 hours per potion.
Okay. Then I will spend the night through, and I'll make 3 potions. Or I'll spend as long as I have brewing potions.
Okay, are you letting anyone know where you're going, or you're just kind of going off to be on your own?
No.
Okay.
The more insightful would probably have seen a Scholar walked away just a slight bit of, not maybe emotion, but like a slight hunch to his shoulders or something.
I think I'd be the only person that noticed that. But
Assuming I kind of get the sense that he wants to be alone now.
sure.
And I won't bother him.
So as the party begins to continue and some people begin to kind of meander back through town. As you can see, you look back and there's like a slight orange glow coming from the town now that all the braziers are kind of lit. You can see the kind of lights are dancing off and the party begins to meander down a little bit, but there's still plenty of people that they're going hard, and get the sense they don't party very often here, except for maybe the choosing or special occasions. So getting 2 of them right next to each other is huge for these people. You see Amara is kind of meandering throughout the people, and she notices you, and she walks over and sits down next to you, Kida, and just, how's the food?
Oh my gosh, everything's incredible.
Me and a few of the other women throughout town took care of the vegetables while the men took care of the meat. I was hoping everything was to your guys' liking.
Everything was spectacular. I could tell that you had a little bit of a hand in it for sure.
And I hope you guys had your fill of the wine.
Oh my goodness, some of us maybe too much.
Well,
Myself included. I haven't had wine in ages, but I'm so excited.
well, we ferment it year-round, but we hardly ever uncork it. It kind of just sits in a cellar and waits for special occasions like this. Kalu is, he very much likes everyone to be of a keen mind most of the time, to not partake of these things when we don't have to.
That would make sense. Do you happen to know who I think I have a friend that's looking for the creator of the honey wine. Do you happen to know who that might be?
Yeah, the honey wine is made by Ayen's wife. That would be Aravia.
Right. Okay, I'll let him know. I think he might be looking for some a little bit later.
Oh, well, I'm sure we could find you a few bottles if there are any left here tonight. If not, we could find you a couple in the days to come.
He would love that. It's the big one over there. And I'll just point to Kothar doing whatever Kothar's doing with the meats.
She looks over. And she just kind of leans in to like whisper quietly. It's huge.
Very large, yes.
I don't think I've ever seen see a is he born of dragon? I don't think I've ever seen anything like him before.
I think the term that he's used before is lizard folk.
Never heard of such a thing before.
He's pretty cool and really just a big teddy bear.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
Bosoms.
he's a sweetheart. How are you doing though, Amara,
Oh, it's been
with everything going on?
It's been a long afternoon of cooking, and of course I did all the baking this morning, so it's been a long day, but I'm holding up. I just wanted to stop in. I saw you were sitting here and make sure you guys were enjoying yourself.
Very much so. Thank you for everything.
No,
And if there's anything I can do for you, I'd love to stop by.
well, I'll keep that in mind, and perhaps in the coming days before the festival, if you'd like to stop in and help with any of the preparations.
Love that. I could really use some good time in the kitchen.
Oh, mine is always open to you.
Well, thank you. I hope that you get to celebrate as well and enjoy your night.
Yes, I hope so as well. She gets up and grabs her glass that she brought over with her and goes over. She takes a drink, sets it down on the table, and then begins dancing with a few of the other women that are out in front of the orchestra that are kind of playing, or the string quartet. As you guys are kind of sitting there and Kalu's kind of talking to you, and you see a large, older-looking elven man come over. He's tall but slender, wears a long, flowing, very baggy robe. You can see there's a bit of wrinkles in the corner of his eyes, kind of accenting, even though he looks young, that he's a much older elven man. He looks to Kalu. Well, how was she? I couldn't bring myself to approach. And he looks up. She's fine, Uncle. Should have said hello. And he turns to the...
Is it me hearing this?
He's talking to Kalu in front of all of you.
Okay.
And the man turns, kind of like takes a bow to all of you. The name is Fulgrath. The village physician and alchemist of sorts. I can't thank you enough for bringing my sister home to us.
Then trust me when I say it was our pleasure. We were very happy to have succeeded. By Kidai's grace.
Not all of our grace.
As he's kind of sitting there and looking at you, Kalu kind of gets up. You should come see her in the morning. She'll want to see you. And he kind of walks off, and Fulgrath kind of turns back to the four of you that are kind of sitting there. So, tell me about yourselves. How did you end up on Oldenheim? What brought you here? Don't everybody...
Work?
Work on Oldenheim sounds like a very dangerous job.
Work in misfortune.
think a lot of us here that remember how we ended up here would agree.
How many years have you been here now?
It's been so long. I'd say this is our 567th year here. I mean, after spending 100 years in Belarusoa and the last half a millennia we spent here, it's been a long life.
Today I learned I'm probably somewhere on the realm of 700 years old or more. Not looking bad for pushing a couple centuries, you know how it is.
DM, what side of the map or the island was the pyramid that we got the orb from?
That was in the Bay of Ankara.
Was like it
Or
was
the
on the
Kobashi
west
Basin,
side.
sorry.
I can't pull up.
Thinking of a different body of water.
Do you know anything of the pyramid that used to reside? Well, yeah, I guess used to. I believe we toppled it. Have y'all ever ventured to that part of the island?
I've been all over the island. I can't say it's something I've personally seen.
Okay.
But what about you, my young Aragonasi friend? What brings you to this island?
Well, I'll let you know when I find out.
Oldenheim may be a place of terror, but it's also a place of wonder, where you can find and live your most wondrous dreams. But you can also live your most horrid nightmares. Looks to you, Akare. You seem to have a connection with Balu, or somewhat.
I do, but I suppose my connection is closer with Astoria.
Ah. Were you the one
I
that set her
found,
free? Is that how?
No, Kirai was the best of us who set her free.
I see.
I was more of the guide stone. I ended up running into one of Torgen's writings. The story was enrapturing and a bit personal. It
See.
kind of parallels some of my experiences with memory, things like that. So I kind of saw it upon myself to see what we could do to help. Yeah, he's been alive for 600 years. That was an insight roll. He's not an idiot.
There's something peculiar I haven't been able to figure out since the 5 of you arrived. I know where Astoria was kept. Can't for the life of me figure out how you got in there.
Well, one of our friends, a scholar, he's a machination. He's got quite the skill set.
Perception check.
Yep. Sure, my charisma's not great. Said deception.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Why were you hoping charisma would help that?
Because I got a +1.
Ooh.
I know, ostentatious.
Fulgrath kind of looks at all of you. See a small smirk kind of curls up in his face. Yes, your friend Scholar is a machination of wonder. Well, I don't wish to keep you all evening. He sticks his hand out to kind of shake your hand, Akari.
I'll shake it in kind.
As he shakes your hand, he grabs it with his other hand to you and he says, I do hope the 5 of you don't leave with such haste. There's a lot of wonder here in this city. As he turns to
Where are
leave,
you? I'll ask him why he's got my hand. Where are you located? It would maybe be nice to visit at some point. We're trying to learn all we can.
on
Leave
the
no
eastern-
stone unturned, sort of thing.
I think you'll come to find that I'm easy to find. As he turns to leave, you look down and there is a folded up note in your hand.
Okay, I'll just.
Can I get a general vibe check on this dude? Like,
Sure.
I will try to stealthily pocket the note.
Sure, make a sleight of hand
By
check.
the way. Yeah, that I can do. Sloppy 20.
13.
There's a peculiar aura about him. He seems almost estranged, or maybe he's just fascinated by the 5 of you. You're the only non-elves or dragons he's seen in probably the last 500 years, but who knows?
He's the cool uncle.
With a sloppy 20, you get the sense that nobody saw you slip it away.
Yeah, I'll just kind of open a small compartment on my forearm, and I'll just slide it in.
Yeah.
Need Scholar to give me some arm blades.
Arm blades.
I offered you a wrist pocket.
Not the Russie.
No!
Oh my word. That was way too fast. Don't do that again.
Oh.
Just don't do that.
Just don't do that
Well,
again.
is there anything else that the 4 of you would like to do before calling it tonight?
What are all the girls doing?
Dancing, drinking, chatting. I mean,
She said, "Where's the women at?"
it's not like they're all in the same area. I mean,
She's like,
you have pockets of. I mean, people are with their families. Some women together are dancing out in front of the string
Samir is the
quartet.
predator.
They're
Well,
very different people.
I didn't mean it like
She's
that.
the only person running around looking for virgins.
Where's the
No,
women? I'm no longer asking.
It's like, everything you've done is so suspect.
No, I wasn't necessarily looking for them. I was more getting at, I wanted to see, like, throughout the party, if people were treating them differently or doing something specific with them, like if they weren't letting them, like, imbibe on alcohol or just anything like that.
Nope, nothing happened.
They were just being treated like everybody else the whole time?
Yep.
Okay.
No, like one singular lady stands out as
No.
special at the party.
Guys, I'm trying to look out for the girls here. I'm not being a predator.
So funny. It was
I'm the
just
one
the way
willing
you
to
said it.
sacrifice myself for them, damn it.
You're like, where are the virgins? I am also a virgin.
I'd say sacrifice your dignity, but you don't really got that anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, she's got it. She got it.
She's
still there.
the worst virgin.
So, would anyone like to do anything else before retiring for the evening?
If we're still in somewhat party mode,
Yeah.
I'll ask Kidai for a dance. I haven't danced before.
Hell yeah. You haven't danced
just-
before ever?
I don't remember dancing at the last festival.
Are you gonna do the robot?
No. God damn it.
Oh.
Yikes.
I would do the thing where like you could stand on my feet and I would show you how to dance, but I'll just count out the steps for you instead. I feel like that would be more helpful. And
Well, I should say I've danced before, but it's been a tribal dance, so it's
okay, well,
not the speed of a filla here, and or anything you would probably. Well, maybe I don't know. I don't know how you dance. Maybe you do dance tribal. Let's get freaky.
I teach Akari how to throw it back.
Oh, okay. Roger that.
Good for
No, it's just like a happy little like I don't know how to like a
I'm
Like the
in
dance on
danger.
Tangled.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, like a happy dance on Tangled.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
Like a happy folksy
Like a group of people in a
Twirling.
circle and they're like
Dance.
jumping in and out and things like
Ren Fair
that.
dance. Ren Fair
Yeah,
dance.
Ren Fair dance.
Sure.
The dance in The Witcher, in the court
Mhm.
dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are throwing it back. Literally.
We had to find
like,
references that people would get.
we had to find references the boomer would get, okay? Everybody else
Okay.
understood. if
Okay. Tare, you take a point of exhaustion.
Do you remember
Roger
that
that.
1951 film? It's black and white. You'll probably remember it.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Yep.
You know, you can have one too.
Yeah, okay.
He was there when Citizen Kane.
Y'all
was
better be
released.
nice to him because I'm older than him, damn it. So when you call him old, you're calling
Yeah,
me old.
but you don't look or act like it, so
Are you saying I look old?
Fuck.
at least you're well versed in society. Matt over here's never mind, I can't say anything. I'll get a second point of exhaustion.
I don't think I wouldn't call Emma like she's a little bit of a.
I'll take a second point. What's he gonna do? Kill me? Impossible.
Yeah.
You guys are
Kill me
so
for a third time?
mean.
Kill me for a third time? Go for it, dude.
I think I've already killed you 3
Anyway, we
times.
throw it back.
You wake up with Scholar's gun in your mouth.
Shit. The
Well-
game was rigged from the start.
Kothar, as you're kind of sitting there, and a few of the men come over, and they sit down, and you can see there's a few different soldiers, and they're joined by Loxus once again, the men he was talking to. And he throws his arm up on the table. He's like, I have to try.
Is Loxus the one that was talking shit to?
It's not
Scholar?
him who's sitting down, it's just another one of the soldiers that's with him. But yes, Loxus is the one who was talking shit to Scholar.
Oh.
Because I have to try. We don't get men of your size around here often.
He's gonna get absolutely just destroyed.
I will
Why do
grab
you say
his.
shit like that.
I will grab his hand and I will prepare for some sweet, sweet fucking arm wrestling.
All right, go ahead and roll.
The exact moment before I flinch, I will rage.
Awesome.
Jesus.
Gold dice only. What do you need?
D20
it's
roll.
strength.
So it's your
Just
strength.
a straight d20?
Yeah,
Or
it's your
straight strength.
It's a
Okay.
strength check, yeah.
Matt, please put on the battle music.
I rolled 2 8s, so a 13.
Hey, he got a 12. There's a bit of resistance, but then at like the last second, and whenever you like sitting there and you can feel your rage welling up, just slam his hand down.
Oh, it's not even a multi-stage one. I just fucked that boy up.
No, I mean he was not a large guard by any means. The other man kind of sits there.
I want his ass right there and points to Loxus.
The other man is sitting there, and he kind of sits down. And he goes right behind him. He goes, "All right. You know what? He doesn't know what he's doing. I got this." And he throws his arm down.
Sure. Same thing.
Yep, same thing.
Oh, I feel bad for that boy. 18.
9.
Beauty elf.
This man feels a bit stronger, so you throw him, and you throw him down about 3/4 of the way, but he's just barely holding on. Give me one more check.
$24.
5. You slam it down so hard you can hear the wood crack underneath from the pressure, and he just gets up. He's like, "Oh, all right, yeah,
Just
okay,
broke the
I'm
man's
done."
fist.
Oh. And Loxus just kind of chuckles at both of them, and he's like, "Fucking children."
I'll take a large swig of the drink in front of me. Would you like to try then? Show him how it's done?
You see like the small little smirk in the corner of his mouth go up, and like rolls up his like very like nice elven made silk sleeves. Sits down, like slams his arm down into the table and just tries to stare at you and intimidate you, but it doesn't work.
18.
3. I rolled a natural 1.
Fuck that guy.
Yikes.
I'm not even gonna give him a second shot. Just as you go in, there's like a second where he goes to push and you're just standing there staring at him. And he tries to push harder and harder, but you're just not budging. It's like you can see like the frustration forming in his head before you just slowly just against his weight and put his hand down. He just gets up, shakes himself off. You see the two men next to him are just like chuckling and laughing underneath their breath at like the humiliation you just handed this man. And I had too much to drink tonight. It just seemed to
I'll never break eye contact, and right
Oh.
before I lift my drink up to take another swig, I'll go, that was a good fight you put up.
See him just like throws his arms to like unravel his sleeves and just like storms off into the distance.
Thanks, buddy.
So Kothar just took on 3 elves. I want the record to show.
He said literally, we don't get a man your size around here very often. And then Kothar just fucked over 3 dudes.
They normally gotta pay pay-per-view for that.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Channel 669. Let's go.
Guess I'll turn off the battle music now.
I just want to point of order. I'm going to step and get some water, and so I want to point of order that as soon as he finished a potion of wakeful rest, he would have chugged one of them and then
Okay.
continued to proceed through the night.
There you go.
I don't know how, because I don't swallow things, but
That's what she
It's
said.
more like whenever you drink it, instead of swallowing it, it like works its ways into your inner gears and like lubes up your inner machinations.
yes,
Matt.
lubes up my innards for
Matt.
sure.
Phrasing.
I knew what I was doing.
Scott.
He scolds us, but really he instigates it all.
No, you
upset
guys
the puppy.
always start it.
With my innards lubed, I will continue to
But
work
we
for
finished
the night.
first.
Nice.
But you can finish off those 2. So, is there anything anyone else would like to do before retiring from the party back to the House of Doranest?
I want to arm wrestle Kothar.
Go for it. Zamir, as you're like looking over after watching Akare and Kidai dance, you and kind of looking around and scanning the horizon for vulnerable women for you to go and harass, you turn and see Kothar
Oh
just
my god.
beat the shit out of these 3 guards in an arm wrestling contest.
Well,
I'm trying to protect the girls. I'm not trying to harass them.
Horrible.
You, think you're pretty good at arm wrestling there, do you, Kothar?
Joel, would you like a shot?
Would you like a shot? And Zamir will kind of just flex.
I'm always game if you are.
Okay. Sit down.
As she sits down, if Akare and I are still dancing, I'll just like glance over and like point, be like, is Zamir drinking again?
I'll admit I wasn't paying too much attention, but I don't think she's touched any booze, no.
She's just feeling herself then.
I don't know if I want to rage yet. I won't yet.
Okay. Just a straight up strength throw?
Strength check.
Strength check, yes.
It's not a saving throw.
It'd be better if it was a saving throw.
I know, it'd be better for me too. So, that's your call.
It wouldn't
No,
make a
we
difference
can
on the
just-
roll either way. It's
yeah.
still going to be the same result.
Oh, sad. It was almost a 21 and then it flipped over to 13.
16.
Damn. Best 2 out of 3?
Joel?
Natural 20!
13.
Yikes.
Hey!
Samir slams Kothar's arm to the table and lets out
The
a mighty
alcohol's starting to
roar.
get to him.
I'll rage for the third one. Secretly rage. Like, I'll just get a little angry.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, can't lose, can't lose, can't lose.
Ah, 12.
I rolled a 12, so 17. Which is good because my first roll was a natural 1. Listen, hey, at least you put up a better fight than Loxus, you know? You can take
Doesn't
that
seem
to
like
heart.
they see too much action around here.
Well,
No, but you can take solace knowing that you're stronger than their supposed leader. At least the general, whoever seems to be in charge of them.
Almost just makes me pity the people here.
too many virgins, not enough fucking.
Zamira, I imagine in the 2.5, 2-ish months we've been here, probably you've seen more combat than all of them in their entire lifetimes.
That's probably fair. I've seen more combat in the 2 months that we've been here than I've seen in my whole entire life.
Yes, but you don't go around boasting about it, do you?
I don't think so.
Definitely the toughest I've ever been in. Hunting invaders was easy prey
True?
when I knew my woods.
Love it.
Zamira, take it from me. I've spent a lot of time when I was in the Zoltalas Navy, there was the more boastful the person, the less they'd probably actually seen.
Fair.
Faint sweating right now.
No, I have Fane's boasting seemed different, you know? Fane backed up his boasting. His was more of a Fane was more of a, I don't know. It felt different, you know?
Just as well as the rest of us. It was a joke.
No, I know. But when you get people like Loxus seem high and mighty of themselves based off the, I don't know, perceived position and power and how that translates into actual, skill and experience. You see a lot of people that normally talk the most have the least to back it up and the more than often the most to lose.
By the way, Kofar, the word you were looking for was sexual. It always seemed a bit sexual with Fane.
I was about to say, I think.
No. The word I was looking for was sensual.
I think it just gave
think
like
you mean
the
arrogant.
deepest description.
It felt sexy but loving, sensual. Like there was a cuddle involved at the end.
Oh,
Please don't.
aftercare. We love aftercare.
Yeah, Fane's aftercare was top tier.
Gotta have
It's literally just
aftercare.
like
Fane's the
a
type of man that
glass
doesn't
of wine
get
and just
aftercare.
like cake
Fane's
and just
aftercare.
But no. I don't know. Akari, would you like to try?
Oh no, I'm okay.
That's fair.
Maybe one day when I've not kept myself on pace with the honey one.
Did you see who was selling it?
I actually
I
didn't,
did.
to be honest. Oh, typical Kedai taking care of me.
Amara told me. Amara told me we can go and find them tomorrow.
Wonderful, please. I would love to.
I got you.
Spend all of our
Oh,
money on mead.
she also said that there
Real
might be a
life.
couple of leftover bottles at the end of the night. We'll just have to hang around and kind of clean up what everybody doesn't drink.
Oh shit! I just paid out the prediction. Well, let's hope Samira doesn't partake after the prediction, or else I just. Anyway,
Zamir has no intention of drinking. You're fine.
there we go.
Okay, well, as the night begins to wind down, if one of you would like to make an investigation check to look for unfinished bottles of honey wine.
Well,
I want in on that so bad, please.
Both of you roll.
23.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, what?
I rolled a 19 and investigation I have +4.
16.
Big smart.
Between the two of you and your both high rolls, begin searching throughout. You find a couple of bottles that are tipped over that have very any left in it. If you'd like to combine all the bottles, you could have 3 full bottles of honey wine, but a few of them are going to have a bit of backwash in them.
Extra flavoring for the yeast.
3 bottles of mead goes into the inventory list.
Backwash mead.
You could say one of the bottles
Somebody-
was still corked and
Wait, hold
Clean.
on. Did you guys like
That
just
one, that
walk
one I
around-
scratched my name into.
Did you guys like just walk around and like kind of like how you see people pick up like half smoked cigarettes? Y'all just
Basically.
consolidated
Yep.
Basically. I thought we were looking for full bottles. We can always go and get more unopened bottles later.
Kothar would have only taken the 1 full uncorked bottle.
Okay, you can have 1 bottle of
Fucking
honey wine.
nasty.
I'll buy more tomorrow.
Okay.
Are there any
That's just
lurkers still
nasty.
hanging around?
Most of the people, like, there's a few people that are kind of like laying on the beach up at the stars and just talking in their drunken stupor. A few people have retired off to where the grove kind of comes down far end of the beach towards the water, because the grove kind of comes out and curves around back behind the house of Norinest, where Kalu has shown you guys where you were staying and where he himself lives. And few people have kind of retired into the grove just on the edges, sitting beneath the trees and talking, but most people have retired to their homes by this point.
But is anybody looking, I don't know, shady?
Perception check.
Or like if they're watching us or anything like that? Let me check. 15.
Look like anyone's paying you any attention that you see?
Okay.
Can I go to just like a part of the beach that you said that doesn't have a whole lot of people? Like I'm pretty isolated.
Yeah.
And hold on, I want to check something real quick. I'm gonna cast Animal Messenger.
Right.
We are 50 miles or less. Like it'll make it to Fane, right?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. Well then never mind. Darn, I was gonna
It's-
gossip. That's a
Plenty of
bummer.
virgins. Hope to see you soon. Send a postcard.
Oh, I was just
Distant
gonna
beating of
make
wings.
shit up. I was just gonna make shit up and
Just
then put, like
wings?
2 truths in there.
2 truths, 1 lie.
Basically, yeah, and be like, here you go, figure it out.
Wings and thighs
Damn.
slapping together furiously.
So sad. Oh well. I guess technically Dwayne could go that far
Yes, you
and then
could
just
direct.
poof right back.
Yes, you could direct Dwayne to fly that far. But
And he knows who.
in today, with how much he's flown today, taking you guys from Singara to High Pass and then from High Pass to Ophila, he definitely is running low on flight miles.
That's fair. That's fair. Maybe another day.
Dwayne's
Maybe
out of
another day
drive. He's
we'll
out of
gossip
power.
with Fang. Damn. That's okay. No worries. I'll just sit on the beach then for a little while.
Okay. Anybody joining her, or are you guys going off to do your own thing?
Kothar will just go sleep.
Matt.
Sorry, I'll remind you that you were handed a note.
Yeah, I'll Kita, there's a kind of a the waves on the beach get interrupted. It's about let's say, you mean you're a perceptive lady, about 150, 200 feet away from you. I kind of just sit almost waist high at the wave's crest when they come up on the beach. And I'll just kind of pull out the note.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Okay. As you unfold the note, at first glancing over it, it just seems like a piece of high-quality parchment, but with nothing written on it. But as you're kind of looking at it, the words in Elven begin to write out before you. And it reads, "Not all is as it seems. If you wish, meet me at the tallest tower on the eastern side, towards midnight. You'll know my tower when you see it. The family sigil of Duranest is emblazoned on the door. Ensure you aren't followed."
Okay. I'll gather the boys and girls and show them the note, and or read them the note, because none of them can read Elvish.
After you finish reading it, and you're holding it about maybe 30 seconds after you're holding it,
This message will self-destruct.
it disintegrates in your hands.
Never mind, then I will say what was within the note.
I will confirm that he was in the water.
I have a rough idea of how close midnight is.
It's getting close. You guys stayed till the very end of this party.
Right.
You got maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Only someone in the party had keen mind.
You have someone in the
no
party
kidding.
with key mind.
Do I
that's
do
right, we
that?
Scholar, how close are we?
I need you
Scholar
to
knows
make
what
an
time it is.
investigation check to find Scholar. 'Cause
Oh,
he did not
that's
tell you.
right.
He did not tell you where he was going.
Okay, Scholar, you're found.
Well, I
Okay.
saw where he was going.
You saw him go back
Natural-
into town.
Natural 20 for 21. Investigation, you said, right?
Okay. It only takes you a few minutes, but you eventually find him sitting in the grove.
They have robot LoJack on each other.
Doors.
Yeah, I'll just explain what was within the note and that we're... Scholar, how close are we?
DM.
It is 11:43 and counting.
You have approximately 70 minutes to arrive.
Has anyone been over the stretch of a furrow? What would be the least sprawling portion of it? Kothar, I know you walked around, right? We need to be not seen
Oh,
and not followed. So the idea is to lose a tail if we pick one up. I'm going into Kelrick. Oh no. You said keen mind and my mind just went Dutch.
We need to get to the place.
Yeah. I'll just DM with your permission. I'll lead the party around the south side, and when I'll ask Scholar, and when it's 12:49
Scholars.
You mean 11:49?
or 11:49, I will cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
I can't use
Please
Misty
pass-
Step on anybody but myself, can I?
Pass Without Trace lasts an hour, so
I will relook, but I'm pretty sure it's 10 minutes. I just accidentally closed the tab.
It's an hour.
Right click. Is it really? Okay, never mind. I'll just cast Path of Trace on it. Goddamn. I always think it's 10 minutes. Why do I always think it's 10 minutes?
everyone who is
Uh.
attempting to be stealthy while meandering through the city to get to where you're going and trying to find it, I would like you to roll stealth checks. And Akare, because you were leading, I would like you to roll an investigation check.
Okay.
29.
I will also use Emeraf to draw the shadows around me for advantage on stealth.
That's plus
investigation
10, right?
first is a
Okay.
17.
Okay.
The stealth.
What was your question, Kidai? Sorry.
It's plus 10 to stealth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, no way. Yeah. 17 plus 13 is 30. Plus 10, 40.
Woo!
I'm in another campaign. See y'all later.
Nice.
Zabira,
I'm in
what you got?
campaign 1 now.
29.
Kothar?
Oh, I thought I was asleep. Hold on.
I gathered the boys. I gathered everybody. The boys and
Okay.
girls.
29.
Hidai?
17.
Plus 10? Or just 17?
Yeah. 17. I rolled a 2 and a 7.
Dollar.
Scotch brewing potions.
You're not going with them?
I set myself on a course.
You can stop.
Can't
You can
stop
stay in
it,
brew
Brian.
potions if you want. It's just
I mean,
this is
Even if it took you... You could have gotten another potion done by now, so you'd only have one left for the amount of materials you have.
Alright, I guess I'll go with it.
I
Okay.
mean, you
cool.
don't have to.
No, that's if I can get 2 done, that's perfect. I took 1, and now I have 1. That's good.
So, as Akari kind of gathers all of you, and you watch as the shadows begin to kind of move in from all the different corners and shroud each of your movements. He begins leading you through the streets, kind of sticking to the shadows where the braziers don't really catch on the main streets, maneuvering throughout the back alleys and down around the southern edge of town, passing through a small little park and then through the town square where Kothar had his weapon dropped off to be enchanted, past where Kidai saw the cart that Amara had her baked goods left at, and sticking to those shadows, and eventually you guys come to the far end of the town, the eastern edge of town, where you can see there are multiple different buildings, tall, almost steeple-like buildings and different towers and structures. But there is one tower that kind of sticks out amongst them. A little bit larger, a little bit more lavish. The stonework on it is almost perfectly laid, while the others are a little more, maybe less professionally built. But this one, walls perfectly smooth, the stone, the mortar perfectly smooth, and almost looks like a master stone crafter built it. And you can see on the large wooden door on the front, there is a cerulean phoenix emblazoned with blue paint.
real quick, DM. I would have asked Kidai to keep an eye out for a tail.
Yep. Got it.
Make a perception check for me.
Yeah. $16.
At advantage?
I rolled a 1 and a 7. Sad. There. Not good day for
Kidai
me.
kind of keeping to the back behind the party and peering over your shoulder every so often as you make your way to the far end of town.
I was really proud of you, Matt. Earlier you said meander instead of make my pointed out.
He's finding different ways of saying it because of the emoji.
But
Sad.
does not appear as if you were followed.
Hard chef.
I'll just give a solid couple raps on the door. Not too loud, but quiet enough. You're muted, Matt.
As you go to knock on the door, it just swings open ever so slightly.
I'll just slink on in.
As you do, all the braziers begin to light, and you find yourself in a large room filled with, off to your left, you can see there's a small little personal study where you can see Fulgrath is sitting, and he looks up with the candelabras behind him, kind of casting this small glow over his desk where he's writing. And then looking around, you can see, you didn't know about it, you'd be in a wizard's tower. There's bookshelves, small alchemy station. There's a large circle, an arcane circle in the center of the room. And then in the center of the room, you can see a set of a spiral stone staircase that leads upward and deeper into the taller into the tower. So, you all came. I'm glad. I see you got the note.
I did. I'm curious, what was your reasoning for the invitation? We're new here and not, I find it curious, you reaching out to a bunch of strangers. All because you weren't around, but we spoke with Kalu and we have a differing opinion on some things.
You see, he like reaches
About
over,
the island.
grabs his chalice, and just kind of like leans back in his chair. Looks to you, scholar. Are we all strangers?
No, I suppose not. But I'm a bit behind speed, so I'd appreciate a little ketchup. If I can get some. Not the fucking assholes. God damn it.
Well,
I would like tomato sauce with sugar.
Right now.
Right now. I'm kidding, that's not in character.
my name is Fulgrath. I am brother-in-law to the original Ethosian, Torjan Duranest, and brother to Astoria. I took on their family name to be more well recognized, as the Duranest name carries weight throughout our community. In the old days of Elzora, I was a physician. A very renowned one, in fact. In Belarisoa, I was even sought out by people from local towns. But I wish to return home, as most did.
Tell me something before you go on. Why didn't you approach Astoria tonight? Why didn't you really?
Last we spoke, it was not on good terms. Astoria... What you need to understand is when she lost AD-001, after spending nearly a year, if not longer, it's been so long, crafting him, it was like losing her son all over again. It drove her mad, drove her to a depression the likes of which I've never seen. And I offered my aid as a physician, but she wouldn't take it. I tried to console her as a brother, but it did not help. We drew distant. She kept to her work, kept to mine. We helped our people in our own ways, but as family, well, I think the last time I talked to her was over 500 years ago. So, it's hard to approach somebody when you haven't spoken to them in so long. So, how did you get into the chamber? He looks CD 003, scholar up and down. As we both know, no matter how smart you are, looking at you, scholar, you did not open that chamber.
I did not claim to.
Biometric access.
Yes, I know how it works.
Yeah. Well, I think Astoria may have left a back door after I was gone. And I guess I was lucky enough to stumble upon the door. And I'll drop the shroud.
You see a small smirk come across his face. I always knew you'd resurface. A man of your caliber
Yeah.
would not be brought down so easily. And a man, if you prefer to be called a man, I do not know, but someone of your background, the way you were, who put you together, could not be taken down so easily.
I'm afraid I'm missing elements of memory, and I
That's
can't speak to
probably
that.
for the best.
Well, I've made my peace with it.
I knew there was something familiar about you. I couldn't quite figure out what it was, but the puzzle pieces fit together now. Might not be flesh and blood, but there's an aura about you. Like you fit in. You're a part. Family. But I'm afraid our family, precious and perfect as it seems, I believe their eyes have been clouded over the years. I've considered myself an accomplished man. I've found ways to leave, come and go from the island as I please, without Zeltroy realizing. At least I hope he hasn't realized. If he has, well, he hasn't done anything about it yet. Everything here was perfect. Almost too perfect. After Torjin went and made his deal with Zeltroy, he never returned that day, and since has only ever sent letters. But as since Zeltroy has been revered as a guardian to our people, he sent an envoy of dragons that escorted us away from the ruins of Elzora, where we met here. Dragons that could bend and warp the earth and stone helped us build the civilization in which you see. They helped us mold and shape the land around to create this paradise. But it all came at a price. Torjin told us that once during a celestial event, every so often, I believe it comes once every 11 years or so, it's hard to keep track, Zeltroy would descend from his mountain in human form. He would pick an elven woman to return with him to the mountain, be his wife, for him to... I think you know what happens. So we've been told.
We have our suspicions, as would any reasonable person who learns of this tale.
I've ventured out from the city, as I said. I've been to places of higher learning, and these emotions around the room, and I've collected as much information on the Dragon Kings as I can. Would you like to hear their story?
Absolutely.
Well, at the dawn of time, when Magus Prime, the goddess of creation, created this world, molded it and shaped it to her image, and created the mortal races, she created 3 dragons of 3 different... This is where it gets tricky. She created 3 different dragons: Zeltroy, the dragon of shadows; Altosia, the dragon of light; and of course, the dragon of the earth, by Soledar. But over the years, the dragons left, one by one. Zeltroy being the oldest and the first created. a darkness shrouded this island. Known as the birthplace, this was known as the birthplace of dragons. And as such, Zeltroy, being the firstborn, decided that he would name himself rightfully King of the Dragons. By Soledar and Altosia did not take well to this. They banded together to try and stop him. Their war drew the attention of the gods. And eventually it grew into a all-out war between the divine and the mortal races, where one side of light and one side of darkness took each other to heights like this world could not sustain. Whole civilizations, continents, nations destroyed in their wake. But eventually they came to an agreement. Zeltroy could have his island. By Soledar would take the continent closest, known as Grand Voxia. And Altosia would be banished to a far-off land. It's in this far-off land where I found a few of these books. Books seemingly written by people who have met, or so-called had blessings from Altosia. Our people refer to her to the Queen of Lies, because Zeltroy tells how she tricked him into having this island, while she went off and got massive continents and whole civilizations and kingdoms for herself. And he's left with a primitive island, left here. I think that's why he's so hostile to newcomers. Does not take well to people invading his land, trying to take what little he has left. But Zeltroy grows with every passing year. The massive dragon in which you guys have all seen, I believe he's found a way to break his bonds. There are times when he flies away, leaving for days on end. If Zeltroy makes it to mainland and finds out by Soledar no longer lives, finds out that Altosia is ruling in a kingdom in a far-off land, so it seems. I think what those of the rumors and the stories say from the mainland will come true. That Zeltroy will bring wake and destruction. He'll blot out the sun, cover the world in darkness. I don't know about you, but that's not something that I want to be a part of.
And what of your people's belief that he keeps the gazing king at bay?
Zeltroy is, don't get me wrong, on par, if not stronger, than most deities. He has the ability to keep the gazing king at bay. Whether he does, I cannot say.
You're talking about Zeltroy in a very manner that's familiar to us. Our objective on this island was to take him on, or at least put him back where he belongs. Are you willing to gamble that the Gazing King won't return the moment he's gone?
Does the Gazing King have a reason to return?
You, Astoria, Torsion, me. He already has. He's assaulted the people who took me in when I came here.
Followed us here. I thought for sure we left him in Valerisoa.
I don't want to be too dramatic, but I think he followed me.
That's
If I recall the writings of the battle correctly, it was me that he interjected into battle with when we were just two factions and he came in as a third party. I suppose, I presume, based on what I've heard about AD-001's exploits, that he made an enemy of the Gazing King. And I think he came after me. Well, AD-001. And I don't think he has a distinction between what happened to me here. I saw him once, I think, through some visage, it was an ethereal portal, was it, DM?
You guys found a massive...
It was the ritual they were...
It was a ritual being performed by some necromancer in an underground, attached, like, small subsect of the library you guys found. What you found out about it was some gateway, a lock that keeps the Gazing King at bay, from what you could discern, talking to the Furbog man that was there. And the only thing you saw is that whenever the ritual was happening, those small little yellow eyes that resembled the eyes of the Gazing King kind of popped up all over the vines and the tree trunks and the roots that were growing through this massive stone structure.
I saw the Gazing King once through some ritual in a place I can't explain. It seemed like he was still trapped, but there was recognition. So I think the Gazing King knows that I still exist. And whatever AD-001 did was obviously enough to draw him into the heart of a massive conflict. All just to get a shot at AD-001.
Sorry
How'd you do that?
I accidentally unplugged my mic.
Do you want to go check and see if stream can still hear you real quick?
I can.
I mean, I'm just
Can hear
imagining. Yeah, we can hear you because Discord's smart. OBS might not be.
Stream can still hear you.
Oh.
Yep, they can still hear me.
This is a character we desperately needed to meet, by the way.
Do you think you could handle the Gazing King if he returned? Your previous self seemingly thought he could.
I don't know what AD-001 got up to. Maybe he was...
To be honest, your previous self might have been able to hold his own against Zeltroy. Maybe not for long, but could stand on the same ground.
I certainly don't have that kind of capability now. It's kind of... I was working with your sister. Maybe I could get memories back, abilities back, but I'm not sure I'll ever reach that level, but I have to try. Because I work under the assumption that the Gazing King is going to return, as he did, targeting my people again.
Targeting of people?
I won't have...
What do you mean?
The tribe that took me in on this world. They're all like Astoria was now. He found me.
So he's
And I
passed
don't think
into this
he-
plane as well.
For a time, you know, the interment that I think I saw in that ritual, I don't know if that was a ruse or maybe if he was free for just a moment, but he was free enough to... I still don't know if he spared me as a form of torture or if he's unable to affect me.
If I knew more
But I
about
know what I
your
saw.
kind, then I'd be more of assistance, but fortunately that is my sister's area of expertise. Mine's more on and emotions towards the 3 non-Warforged.
So I suppose my question is, we were going to work alongside your sister to send a note to Torjin, informing of recent events and see what the response is. You think that's still wise?
If Torjin's in there, if it's actually him writing those notes, it appears to be his handwriting. It sounds like something he'd say when you read it. But his mind has been warped. It's been influenced. Something feels off. It's not like my brother to abandon his family. Or sorry, my brother-in-law to abandon his. And he considered the entirety of the nation of Eldora to be his family. I understand what he did, and if it had to be done to save us. But I also know that he would fight every day to be able to at least come and see us. He wouldn't just accept a prison for the rest of his life.
Well, you've got 5 people in front of you who I presume align with some of your goals. What now?
Well, this is where it gets tricky. In your current state, I don't think the 5 of you would last. Mere seconds against Zeltroy. Not at least in his current state. In 6 days, in due time. We don't know, I should say. We as a group here in Ophila don't know if we would consider Zeltroy to be weakened, but through research that I've done, through the books that I've read, the celestial event that happens in the coming days is a lunar eclipse where both moons are blotted out and the sun shines. The world of Tilstaria blocks out both moons, and as such, light pours over. Being a dragon of shadows, I've reasoned that the reason he comes here in his human form and only does it this time of the year is perhaps because he's weaker. It's hard to say. I'm no expert on dragons. But I've done what I can to find research on them, learn what I can. And I've done a little experimentation on myself to have a failsafe. If the 5 of you were stronger, do you think you could handle him?
I'd wager we could handle him now, but that's me.
Stronger in what way?
In every way.
Sure.
I think it's less about him being strong and more about, or us being strong and more about him being weak. I was hoping to find some sort of weakness.
Are you suggesting we work out? I don't understand.
You also have to ask yourself at the end of the day, if this is our best chance, does it matter?
Really, I don't know if it's our best chance. To my knowledge, the only time Zeltroy has ever been wounded was from weapons of ancient times, crafted by master craftsmen and imbued with power that's far exceeds anything that I could create, far exceeds anything that I could find. So I can't necessarily say I know of a weakness or a way to wound him But what I can do is provide you a last resort. And he walks over to a shelf where he grabs a small wooden box. This opens it up, and there's like a various bits of different ingredients in there. I only have enough to make 6 of these. Walks over to the table, begins brewing a few things at his small little alchemist table. And he picks up a small little vial that he has. And watch as he turns back to you as you're talking, and you look and you see that the vials and everything are just starting to fill themselves and brew themselves as like almost just floating in the air through magical means. This will take me a mere moment, but it's not going to be something I want to give you. Through my study of the human anatomy, or mortal anatomy, sorry, and what I've found through the various different dragons, the various different gifts their blood, their power could bring, create a concoction of my own, but it's not perfect. It's very volatile. And I would like one of you to look up the item Wyvern's Blood.
That's it.
I'll read it. Oh shit. A small vial of gold liquid with hints of onyx
It's
speaks
supposed to be specs.
specks floating throughout it. The vial itself is alive like the substance inside could explode at any second. The player who consumes this liquid has their current character level set to 20 for 1 minute. After 1 minute has passed, the character suffers 4 points of exhaustion and is stunned for 1 minute from the overexertion beyond what their body can handle. Holy fuck, I'm making a new character sheet. Let's go.
Whoa.
That's our
insane.
shot.
You say 6 vials? Give them all to Kothar.
Honestly, that's kind of what I was thinking.
As I said, I only have enough to make 6 of these, and they're volatile, and most people they will kill.
I think that might be our only chance, though.
We can always try.
If he's not in a weakened state, I caution you that this is a last resort only.
That's definitely our first resort now.
That's the plan, baby.
Thinking from a character's standpoint, not a player's standpoint. Might kill your character.
Sorry.
I mean, we have 10 rounds to take them on, and if we fail, we fail.
Is it like a roll?
A normal human this would kill. A player character that is of sufficient level, that is hidden from you guys, will increase their character level to level 20 for 1 minute. After which, they will suffer 4 points of exhaustion and be stunned for 1 minute. The exact amount of time that they were in this godlike state.
Okay, so it won't kill our characters. You were just saying to pretend that we think that it might. Gotcha.
4 points of exhaustion is very close to death.
Yeah, we can't give them all to Kothar if there's 4 points of exhaustion after every single one.
Right.
That's just
Well,
instant
just do it
death.
anyway.
I mean,
With 5 of us here, that leaves 1 vial. Is there someone for the 6th?
I just have enough materials to make 6. I don't know. It's not like I knew you were coming.
We could always use it later on down the road.
Yes, but we could also maximize our chance of success
Pain.
against Ultra.
As much as I think Fane deserves it, I don't know if he's gonna want to leave.
Give it to Gran.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
If I know Fane, he's half dreading his new position and thinking it's holding him down and half in love with it. But he's secretly just in love with it. And I think if there's a shot to leave his people better than he found them, he'd take it. I think it's gotta be for Fane. Unless we've got other candidates volunteering. I can't imagine Fane turning down that fight. I saw
Doesn't seem like something Dwayne could use.
Dwayne's not a player character.
I know.
I saw the hesitance when Fane was saying goodbye. He was looking forward to it. Well, this definitely changes things. Or we could just stay. I mean, we don't have to do this if y'all don't want to.
We have to do this.
We do. Akari, if nothing else, find out what to do him.
Kidai?
I agree.
Scholar. And don't say you'll follow me.
I trust your judgment.
Well, I suppose
Rollers mark.
if we succeed, I wonder if Kalu and the rest of Ophila are going to be unforgiving. We might not be welcomed back. We might be hunted. And Fulgrest, if they figure out what you've provided us with. Are you really ready for that?
You?
No. But loose lips sink ships.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I have a few other things that might help. If you guys are going to try and take him on. A few things that I've gathered from... one thing that I've gathered, the other that I've made. Okay. But walks over to a shelf where he picks up a bag that's very similar in nature to your guys' bag of holding, maybe a little different with accents on it, different stuff on it. But he reaches in and pulls out a breastplate. Or not a breastplate, but like a chain vest. It's plus one mithril for anyone that would like it.
Oh,
Mithril, what type of armor?
Whoever would
Mithril
like
chain?
to have it, yeah. Whoever would like to have it, it'll be their choice.
Except for me.
Damn.
not me. I'm not taking mine off.
The other is this. He pulls out a small little ring. Might keep a few of you that are less dexterous a little more safe. He will toss you guys a ring of evasion.
Ooh.
And
But
I
that's not
have
Kothar.
3 of these brew of my own creation. and whoever would like to add them can add 3 vials of oil of sharpness.
Nice.
Hmm.
The first one was just a +1 mithril.
Yeah, for whoever takes it, it can be your choice on what type of myth. I'm not gonna nitpick on the exact type it is to force someone to take it.
Gotcha.
Hey, yo, I don't want them vials of sharpness.
They all go to Akare because he's a fucking death magnet.
It's fair.
Okay.
I don't know, Akari, what's your AC? Mine's 16, so I think I'm pretty good.
Mine's 18. So,
My
but I
16.
am wearing studded, so it depends on what you're wearing. Like I'm wearing studded.
I'm wearing studded.
Okay. So, both of us realistically can use it, but it's up to you whether or not. I'll be honest between ourselves. Scholar, I think anytime he tries to hit us, he's going to.
I agree. I will help you put it on and install it into your plates.
Oh.
I'm sorry that I don't have more. And that what I've handed you is almost a death sentence. If it wears off. You guys don't finish time. You'll most certainly die. That's a lot coming from me, asking of you. You'll be potentially saving the world and nobody will know it.
That's fine.
It's probably better that way.
Can't care if anyone knows if you don't know the world.
Can I ask,
DM,
though?
we will have to talk probably off stream what kind of myth it is because it's very. I got a lot of choices, you know.
Okay.
And some of them can be really busted in terms of AC. Not that it's gonna matter against Elshore, probably.
Can I ask, though?
Ask me anything.
Assuming best case scenario on our end, what do you think your people are going to do if suddenly their protector doesn't show up?
Well, you can see a bit of a nervous look on his face. My hope is take them to the mainland. I've built this tower as such that when I need to, I can take it with me. So the hope is that I take everyone else with me as well. Get off this godforsaken island. Don't get me wrong. What we have here is nice. But a false utopia is not the type of place I want to live. And imprisonment, no matter how lavish it is still imprisonment.
I think that if this has been the way it's been for generations, you may want to prepare for what could happen on your end. If all goes well.
The hope. It's a long stretch. Take our people to Elzora's birthplace. Before we became a floating city. Rebuild. Where we were originally from.
Well, I wish that for you. Just like I wish the best for us.
Kita, I think it wise you crack down on the potions the next few days. Might need them.
I'll hit the books. I got it. Potions, salves. I'm your girl. Mushrooms. Got it. Here we go.
I'm gonna hallucinate the fight with Deltrife.
Hallucinate.
Better yet, make Zeltroy hallucinate. The fight with
God, if we were
Zelts.
hallucinating when we were level 20, holy shit.
Oh my god.
That's a wild ride.
Kothar cuts a hole in the earth.
Kothar's health at level 20, because I built him out very quickly. Nasty.
Edai wishes we all had donuts and then loses wish for forever.
Thank God druids don't get wish.
Oh, you're right. That's bards. Never mind. Too bad.
Well,
No donuts.
Oof, building an artificer to level 20 is hard.
you guys can do it off stream, by the way.
No, I know.
Like, I have to make some decisions. That's still going to take me months.
Mine took 9 seconds. Don't worry, Matt.
Zach already sent me a
I'm sure you
theoretical
already had it
max
pre-built.
HP.
No, I didn't. Spoiler alert, Kothar has 303 health.
Ooh,
Spicy.
Beefy.
it's a big boy.
13 to his strength and con saves. Assuming he lives through the potion.
What if we just get there, we drink the potions, and 2 of us die? It's a 3v1.
Then we'll be beautiful Zeltroy wives forever.
Oh, after that.
Again, I want to caution. Don't. The power these grant is tempting. Trust me, I know. I've drank one. What you're gonna feel afterwards is not worth the price. Know that. It's gonna hurt like hell for days on end. Every muscle, every ache. And he looks to the 2 Warforged standing in front of him. And to be honest, I'm not even quite sure it's gonna work for the 2 of you.
That's our only shot at potentially the best time. I think our minds are made up.
Well,
I appreciate the help, Fulgraph. It's... Yeah, I'm sure you're well aware. We had no chance without it. I think we've got a shot.
oh. To say the least, I don't want to say I was expecting you, but a woman came to visit about a month ago. Mentioned there was a group on the island that might be able to free us. Most people shoot her away as a heretic, but I got to talk to her for a short minute.
What was the woman's name?
Ezra.
Second one. Young elven woman that came to visit. I believe she called herself Nagaratu.
Nagaratu.
So when you guys came, quite a bit time later, but knew you had to be the group she spoke of.
Well, I certainly hope another group doesn't show up after us. That would be awkward.
No, I'm pretty sure it's you. She said I could pick you guys out from the large lizard men.
Oh, yeah, well, he is... If you get, like, a bunch of us, you know, if we had, like, a drawing, the silhouette of Kothar's unmistakable. So he was kind of the
So-
standout feature.
There was something strange about her. She was older than she appeared, or different, but I couldn't figure it out before I knew she was gone.
Real quick, DM. Nagaroth was Atosia. I will say, I think, right?
Yes.
I will say that was Altosia. Soltroif's sister, I guess. She gave us boons in her own way.
I'm sorry, what?
Listen, the island is smaller than it appears. Small island, small world.
I need to sit down. The Dragon Empress herself was here.
Sounds like it.
Unless my eyes fool me, and so do the rest of us. I had no reason to doubt her claims.
She seemed to just like grab his cup and like down his drink.
It might be possible when we're fighting Zeltroif, if he's weak enough, she will swing in, lend a hand. And then with hope, fuck off back to whatever she rules. Instead of sucking up the power vacuum.
Well,
But at least you've got your way out in the tower.
she brought me something and couldn't figure out what it was until now. But I think he reaches into his desk drawer and pulls it out and sets it on the desk. I think this belongs to one of you. And you can see before you a small little crest. It looks very
Just kinda-
familiar to Akari.
Yep, I'll just kind of walk up and take a look.
Is indeed by Solidar's crest.
Sick. Do we want to try to read this?
You can read it out for everyone
Sure.
if you'd like.
Combo moves. Utilizing Altosia's crest, which is the one that I have, and by Soldar's crest, in unison once per short rest, you may create the following effects below. I don't know if it's one. We'll have to work on it, DM. This is like 10 miles long. Corrosive acid. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw DC 18, taking 66 acid damage on a failed save, or half as much on a success. If the target fails a saving throw, the AC is reduced by 2. Targets with legendary resistance are immune to this effect, so probably Zeltroy. Sub-Zero, the target must make a constitution saving throw. Same DC, taking 46 cold damage and becoming restrained as they begin to freeze solid on a failure. Creatures that fail by 5 or more are instantly frozen. Creatures that succeed the saving throw take half damage and are not restrained. The restrained creature must repeat the saving throw within 8 turns, becoming frozen on a failure, ending the effect on a success. The freeze lasts until the creature is freed by the Greater Restoration spell or similar magic, or they melt, which you probably will. Creatures resistant or immune to cold damage are immune to this effect, so possibly Zeltroy. Rain of Fire. Choose a location within 150 feet. Creatures within 20 feet of that location must succeed dexterity saving throw, taking 10d6 fire damage on a failure and have as much on a success. Arcane Lightning. You fire a bolt of pure lightning in a 100 by 5 foot line in the direction of your choice. Each creature, dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 8d6 damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. If lightning strikes a wall and still has movement left and doesn't destroy it, there's a 50% chance for it to bounce back the way it came. Shockwave, this is the last one. Choose a location within 150 feet. Creatures within 10 feet must make a strength saving throw, taking 66 thunder damage and being pushed 20 feet away from the chosen location. Creatures that succeed on a saving throw take half damage and are not pushed. Creatures, objects, and structures made of inorganic material take double damage. So I can do that, one of those per short rest, which I probably will. Mambo combo.
That's fucking hype.
It's nutty.
I get a lot of choices. I think I can do, Matt, if you already know, because the text isn't clear, can I do one of those per short rest, or can I do each of those once per short rest?
One of those per short rest.
Roger that. I know which one I'm going to use against Zeltroy, probably.
Gonna try and freeze him?
Probably not. I presume that he's going to be... I don't know if he's resistant or immune, but... I guess, spoilers for chat, I'm going to try to hold on to the Shockwave which is only 66 thunder damage, but he's pushed 20 feet. If I can relocate Zeltroy 20 feet so that one of my friends can get a hit in, it's happening. Because that's
Or
the most tactically
that
effective.
acid one.
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't work though, because he's got legendary resistances.
Yeah, probably. I presume he's got legendary resistances. There's like no way he doesn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Roger that.
Full graph. You wouldn't happen to have like a book in there that like makes you better at like hitting things, would you?
A smite
A lot of
grimoire,
books on the
if you will.
subject.
Fortunately, I don't think I have a book that makes you better at hitting things.
Do you have a book that makes you better at being hit by things?
Say that I do.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's all right. I think
If
we'll be all right.
if we are asking favors, might I ask one, Fulgrath?
Ask. If I can accommodate, I will.
I apologize if that was presumptuous, but I'm in need of a component.
And I'll pull the hunting rifle out of my pocket. Like the stock with the barrel, but the mechanism is still empty.
And I'll say, I'm in need of a critical component. The people of our plane use gunpowder, but I believe the people of this plane use a different mechanism. And if you had something that could assist.
Well, I could do gunpowder.
You have gunpowder.
Have the means to gunpowder, but I'm more of a physician and alchemist than I am a tinkerer. I can provide you the stuff, I just don't think I'm going to be much help.
I can handle the tinkering. I have some priorities to address first, but the gunpowder I do not have.
Carla, would you like to talk to Fran? If she could do something for my axe, she might be able to do something for your rifle.
It's quite possible. But if she is to enchant something, the object must be complete first. And I'm afraid this is not yet.
I mean, it's possible. I have a little bit of this white crystal that she seemed to enjoy so much. She might be
You
able
see
to do something
Fulgrat's
with
eyes
that.
go wide. You have more of that.
Quite a bit actually. And I'll
Did you
pull out
part with some of
all. I will pull out all 851 gold pieces worth to show him.
You see his eyes, like his pupils widen, like he just took a rip of the best cocaine of his life, and he's high on the
That white
sight of this
crystal.
white aether. How? What? Where? What do you want for it?
What?
What do you want for it?
I don't mean to be presumptuous, but like, what do you have in trade? I could
find
don't really
anything
know
in
what
this
to-
town. No, but tell me what you're looking for, and I'll do my damnedest to find it.
$1 million, bucket of chicken, plane ticket out of here.
I'll tell you what, Fulgrath, you've been a good ally for all of us. I think what you've given us has at least earned you this, and I'll hand him 51 gold pieces worth of white aether.
Nice, make it an even number.
This will further my research by leaps and bounds. You don't even understand.
I appreciate it. Perhaps we'll go see with Fran if she can help us with some more enchantments, and if not, there might be some more white aether in it for you.
A friend like myself has been around since the original jump to Belarasoa and knows quite a bit. I'm sure she could help you. She also has an apprentice who is quite decent with tattoos. If you're looking to get stronger, maybe she could help you with something.
Where would we find?
Look at Liz back there.
Where would we find such her apprentice at least?
I'm sure she's with Fran, and if she's not with Fran, she's probably running errands for her, so you stick around long enough, I'm sure she'll show.
I think we'll go see her. Fulgrath, would you like to see something interesting?
I always
Something
like to see
unique.
something interesting.
I want to slowly pull out the white aether battery. Like, I don't want to pull it all the way out of the bag of holding. I want to kind of like pull it like 70% of the way out. And when I see him notice it, I want to like push it back in.
You see his jaw drop? Did you find that in the city?
Perhaps.
I've searched for days. At least ones that were safe enough to look around. Couldn't find those. Do you have a use for it?
Yes.
Scholar like looks at the battery. Like the same expression if he had a face.
I could use that to create a transient pylon, and I could transport Ophelia out of here, away from Zeltroy.
Fulgrath, if you've been incredibly helpful and
I would need a
straightforward.
story and Kalu's help, but sure we could create one.
If we are successful, we'll probably want to take some time. I'll help you scour the city for more batteries.
If there's any left.
I presume because of Astoria, I have access to places that most do not. I'll help you look for them if we have time to spare.
As will I.
I promise you my aid as well.
Is there anything else that I can help any of you guys with?
No, I think we're going to, in the coming days, continue with our plan, which was sending correspondence, getting your sister's reaction. Maybe going back and updating our friends in Sangaro. We have quite a number of them that need to be kept up to date. We might pick up one of our old friends who stayed behind. And some collaboration, Fulgrath, if you don't mind. When we're getting close, we're obviously foreign to all this. The best time to strike. The general machinations of how it goes
Well, the festival
could be
will
incredibly
begin
helpful.
6 days. The festival will begin 6 days from now. And the first day when Zeltroy descends from the mountain, he will choose his future or next wife. The next 2 days are spent celebrating him and her and their new future together before he takes her and returns to the mountain. So if you're going to strike, any day while he's here. But the first day is the only day when the lunar eclipse is active.
Right. Well, I suppose it'll come as quite the surprise.
And if no one's told you yet, just remember the festival does not take place in Ophelia. It takes place about a few miles upriver.
Do you think there's anything you can do to get people out when we start? I don't want collateral damage, if we can avoid it.
You could try intercepting him before he reaches the festival.
Then that's what we'll do. And I'll pull out the map. What might be your best guess for his route? The festival takes place here,
Well-
you said? And I'll point out on the map.
Yeah, about a couple miles outside of Philly. He kind of moves your finger to the exact position. Travels along the river. Every time he comes walking down the river.
Then that's the plan. And I'll look over at everybody. Yeah?
It works for me.
I don't
Seems
have
as good as any.
an alternative.
Thank you, Fulgrath. Let's make things right.
There's one other thing that I've kind of picked up, a small scroll that might help. Looks towards Scholar, is you look like you're more arcane inclined.
After a fashion.
This might help you guys in the long run. And he will hand you a spell scroll. But it is not a normal spell scroll. This is a spell scroll that teaches you a spell. This is a type of arcane that is used on the mainland that lost to most ages. And he will give you a spell scroll of Glyph of Fate.
Yo.
That's a good one. I guess
Sorry,
for
I was
chat.
muted. What is spell level is that?
Is a first level spell. Or
Yeah, I
second
believe
level,
it's
I
a-
think.
Yeah, it's a second level. And essentially you cast it on somebody and they can choose to succeed on the saving throw with no roll for the next 8 hours.
Ooh, spicy.
It's a good spell.
Can I have the flow of time instead?
No.
Just kidding.
I will quickly say to Scholar, whoever's got the ring, perfect candidate for that.
Have we decided who will get the ring? I don't think we have.
I think we'll divvy that out in the next few days. Let's not get too twisted up in it now.
Understood. I have this. In the meantime.
Although I can't add it to my spell list.
I'm putting it on your spell list right now.
Let's go. So I know it, but I still have to prepare it, correct?
Correct. Well, that is all I have for this evening, and I can't stress it enough how much the Wyvern's blood is a last resort. If you guys can find a way to deal with Zeltra without having to take it. Pray you
What's
don't.
your what's your assumption that we kind of had the idea that he's trapped in his human form during the eclipse?
I've never seen... During the first day, he's always in his human form. Mostly in the second and the third day, but on the third day, there's been times where he transforms back to his dragon form to fly back to the mountain, or he'll sprout ethereal wings out of his back and fly his new bride back to the mountain. I mean, it really depends, but on his first day, descends from the mountain on foot, remains in his human form. So it could go without say that highly likely that that day he cannot take, or perhaps he has to take, human form.
He'd still be incredibly powerful either way. But I understand the hesitance, Fulgrath, and I appreciate you telling us. And I'll quickly say, out of game, I guess, fair point. Everybody remember real quick, you can drink a potion as a bonus action. So, like, becoming level 20 is as quick as a bonus action. So maybe we start to fight Zeltroif and he's tackleable at our level. I mean, this will just be later game character strategizing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to role play right here. But maybe we'll take him on and he'll be not horrible. But if he is horrible, bottoms up, baby. Because it's in for a penny, in for a pound at that point, you know? It'll suck to lose some HP right off the bat if he like hits us with something huge.
We can do a setup turn and then drink the potions.
We could do. I mean, the idea is probably to if we can get an ambush. I mean, I don't know how I'll have to assess the land, or we'll have to assess the land, but presume we get a surprise round on him unless he's a god at absolute seeing everything, which he probably is. But we can do an ambush round, weigh it, and then bottoms up if we need to. Because it is sounding like the potion isn't something that we really want to take unless we got to. But I think we're gonna have to. Basically, if he goes Sigma mode, we go Sigma mode. You know what I mean?
Super Saiyan.
Is Sigma the proper? I can't remember.
Omega.
I'm going Super Saiyan. I don't know what you're doing.
Well, I bid you all good evening then. And may whatever gods you follow guide you in these next few days.
I don't think your presence would be unaccepted the next few days. So if you have anything else to follow up with, or vice versa, briefly, but in public and just in passing, don't make it. It sounded like you didn't want us to be too obvious about our visit here.
If for some reason something goes awry, and I mean this with the utmost sincerity, but if you guys do not succeed, I don't want to be tied to it in any form.
Well, if we don't succeed, we'll all be dead, and we're the only ones that know you were tied to it. So
I know that
I think you're okay.
That may make me out to be a coward.
No,
But a man has to be careful.
you're a survivor. It's different on this island. Thank you again, Fulgrath.
He bids you all good night and kind of ushers you out of his home. That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh,
Shit.
well, we got a plan, boys and girls. We got a plan.
Could be a third
It does
session
make me
just
feel a lot better.
hanging in town.
Your
Yeah.
stupid high stealth rolls saved you from getting tracked down by guards and having the combat in his tower.
Well, plus 10. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's his tower if you guys want to see.
Oh no!
I'm kind of sad.
Slick. Yeah,
That looks
I mean,
so cool.
I almost put up a prediction for a combat this session, and then I forgot to be honest, because we didn't have a break. I was going to put it up at the break, but
Yeah.
we never had one.
Yeah, I just kept waiting for a break. Like, when's the break?
Sorry,
You forget those sometimes, Matt.
I do. You guys
He
just gotta
does.
stay on me and be like, hey, could we just take a quick break? Like, whenever you get a moment.
Yeah, usually about the 10. If you want, Matt, I'll start bothering you about the 10 o'clock mark.
Sure.
See if you want a break. Okay. I'll
just
try to find
You
out
can just
if I
shoot me
yeah.
Discord messages too. Like if somebody needs a break, be like, yo.
You're right. Could do that.
I was just listening.
I figured we were going to go until probably the 4-hour mark. So I was like, oh, like 2.5 hour mark is when I'll start bugging him.
Yeah. Fair. Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
So quick overview for incoming sessions. You guys have those potions now. They are a one-time use. They are extremely volatile, extremely dangerous. It's written there in it. Please have your level 20 character sheets ready at any session going forward if you plan to drink those.
Done.
Copy that, sir.
Can do.
I'll sort it out here in the next couple days.
It's easy
Say
to do.
it
You just
again,
make a
Daddy.
copy of your character sheet, change it to level
Yep.
20.
We can't very quickly say I find the tattoo artist.
I assume you're going to. And I assume you're probably going for a constitution or a strength tattoo.
I don't know what they offer.
Can
Or what it
metal
costs.
boys get tattoos? Is that a thing?
Try.
Maybe it's like a sticker.
It's like a sticker.
So what, now I'm a laptop? Goddamn.
No.
You're a water bottle now.
Your laptop that I've replaced the fan on 6 times.
I'll scour it.
You're a nice little robo boy with a cute sticker.
The first session that I've pulled all my dice out for in ages, and I rolled one time. Thanks, Matt.
Say that
Quick,
one more
Matt,
time.
can I
Sorry.
get a-
I
Oh
didn't get
my
to roll any dice.
God, Hex, that was the loudest thing I've ever heard.
Alrighty, guys, that's all for us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.